invitation. Whatever. Okay, sounds good. I think we're live on YouTube. But anyway, shout out to Solana Spaces. I was trying to find fun ways to bring this into stuff, do stuff. So I get tied on here. Uh, Coincidentally, listening to a bunch of classic rock this morning worked out. But no, we're going to go over the highlights, updates, all of that kind of stuff, the milestones and stuff that was launched. Just kind of skim through that. We're going to take a look at the Meteora LP staking. That's pretty interesting. There's some things you got to know about that. And we're also going to dive into Ore. I've been hearing about it from my man Ike. He's been talking about it nonstop. Well, every time I ask him anything about like what he's getting into, he's been kind of bringing that up. And then I looked a little bit further into it, started doing some my own Dior on it, and it looks pretty dope. I found some content I want to share with you guys, and we're going to go through the documents, all of that. So this might be a little bit longer, boring for people that are looking for meme coins, but if you're looking for stuff to invest in for the long term, if we are at a bottom, this is a great point to start putting that bag together. This is a bag that you can grow every single week. This is something that you can dollar cost average into. You can mine it. I'm learning how to mine it by fucking around with this thing here. It is on the Seeker. You go to, oh wait, I moved it right here. I just put in like a little bit into it. I don't know, like point something just to test it out. And it's been running for the last, I don't know, half hour or something like that. I have 17 rounds that I've done. But it's like an auto miner. You just plug in the amount and then you start earning rewards and literally just does it all for you. And if you hit the mother load, you get it like a jackpot with it. I'll break this down a little bit more. I've done some content on this before, but I have to get a little bit more refreshed because there is some updates, stuff I haven't seen before, which is kind of tight, just different ways the interface is laid out and stuff like that. You guys can take a look at it on your Seeker or just go to the website, whichever's clever. I think they both work. We'll take a look at all that. But the main thing is we're going to go through these things and see what's up. I still don't have videos set up with this. I got to upgrade the subscription. My bad, but we'll get there. You'll see some more of what's going on. But first things first, shout out to you guys for coming through, man. It's fun to do these streams. It's fun to bring them back out here. Seeing the amount of people that do stream now is pretty insane. The competition's very, very heavy here. But either way, just pull up, guys. This is recorded. My main focus is to really put this on YouTube. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really trying to compete too much. I think that I'm trying to push more of the outside platforms. I think I got X like kind of a good system with that and how to work with it, working with other jobs. It takes a little bit of my time. So whatever. The main point of these streams are to make sure that I'm getting a consistent series where it's 001. So this one is the second GM chat. So welcome back, guys. I'm SMS, the founder of Solana Made Simple. The founder of Solana Midwest came out here from the East Coast, decided to take advantage of an opportunity. There is so much here. It's going to take a lot of work. But getting the foundation started, getting some sponsors, some ideas together. Have not been able to put together the meetup, but that will come in due time. Let me bring this thing a little bit closer to me. But we'll get there. But as far as other things I've been doing, smsai.fund, it's been down. I got to pay Vercel. Dude, get off my back. We'll get all this stuff going. But this is the kind of stuff I've been working on. This whole transition from going from the East Coast out here with no real plan. And like some of you guys have been following along, but this is like day 92, I think, right? Yeah, day 92. So about 3 months, and we're figuring it out one day at a time. Brick by brick, we're putting this piece together, but it's been a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. But with that, it still can, it's the same as trading. You got to take the lows for the highs and all that kind of good shit. I'm going to go to my profile. I had a couple things I wanted to share here. So let me share the screen out. And then should be good there. Okay. All right. Where's the screen? Boom, boom, boom. All right, so Moonwalk just had an update. They are part of the Seeker Summer Round 2. That was just announced about a half hour ago. I did a video on this one right here. Let's see if I can click on that and how this is going to look. But I'll read through it real quick. They have solo games that let you stay accountable on your own, so you don't have to join into other groups or quests. You can or groups or games or anything. You can do your own thing. They have quests which reward you with badges, in-app rewards, and rewards from the ecosystem partners. So definitely take a look at that. And you'll notice tickets on there as well. Not a lot has been brought up about that, but it's something that clearly lets you know, like, hey, there's something else coming. Seeker Summer Round 2, like I said, is officially here and started, so get to walking. Yeah, but if you don't know how this stuff works, it's a accountability model. If you miss a day, you only lose that day's portion of your deposit, not your entire stake that's in the game. Complete every single day, you get your full deposit back plus anything else from the people that did miss a day, or whatever they missed as far as their goals. So let's watch this real quick. That's actually rewarding. I'm SMS. This is Solana. I think Moonwalk Fitness just became my favorite fitness app. All right, so if you never used Moonwalk before, it's all about accountability. You join games where everyone commits to hitting a daily step, and for each day you don't reach your goal, you lose that day's portion of the deposit. Complete every day successfully, and you get your full deposit plus a share of deposits back from the players who missed their goals. Now here's the cool part. They added this thing called solo games, so you don't need a group anymore. You can challenge yourself and build consistency on your own schedule. They also just launched quests. Complete specific challenges to unlock badges, earn in-app rewards, and even rewards from Moonwalk's partners. And if you notice tickets showing up in the app, those are still a bit of a mystery, but it's pretty clear that there's more on the way. Look, this is becoming a lot more than just a step tracker. It's turning consistency into something that's actually rewarding. I'm SMS. This is Solana Made Simple. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and actually download the app and get involved with the Midwest Movers. Cheers. All right, so that's a video. That's a breakdown on it, but it's definitely something that you're going to want to take advantage of. I know people are trying to get those badges, so giving you the alpha. Join all the games that you can. It's a lot of fun. I mean, you're literally just multiplying the opportunity to get a little bit more reward the more that you do play. Icy Box is another one. These guys are a Web2 company, but I've been noticing them, and they are doing a giveaway with the first, or for 5 people, they win a $50 bronze box. So they're giving out $250 of prizes to new users that check out the Icy Box app. So you can go on there and just use like Apple Pay or something like that, or a credit card, something of that nature. But check them out. Definitely worth a look. And then, or I was looking at this. Might as well take a look at this because this is a super cool video. All right, so I'm gonna let this play all the way through. You got, I'm not gonna read it because I don't know. Just get the idea. Can you read it? Oh, I guess you can't read it. All right, I don't know if this is even worth it. You guys check it out. We're gonna read a bunch of other stuff. This one isn't really playing right, but I'll let it go. It's only like a minute long. Basically, you're mining. You got to fill out the blocks. I do all 25 with the way that this is set up. And what that's going to do is one tile wins, and they get that, and then it's split between people. So sometimes, whatever. You'll watch this. You'll learn more later on during the space. But I thought this is hilarious and a good one. There's another video. Actually, let me pull that up. This is let me go here. I forgot all about this one. Nope. Wrong thing. Is that it? Or did it freeze again? All right, hold on. I'm trying to get this other video for you guys. This one's much better. Copy. Paste. All right. Let's go to this. If you want to watch the video, just go to my page. It's a lot better. You can read it and see what's going on. Oh, what the hell? What is this? Copy. Link. Take me here. Okay, here we go. Definitely want to listen in on this one. Where is the volume?
I don't know. During all of that research, a thought just
Sick. I love that.
occurred to me.
Let's try this again.
I don't know. During all of that research, a thought just occurred to me that, like, well, Bitcoin is this computer program, and Solana is, you know, general purpose enough that like you could probably rewrite that program as a smart contract and launch that on Solana, and then that would give you quote unquote Bitcoin on Solana. Obviously, it'd be a different token and very different sort of social network, but um, you would at least get this asset on Solana, like natively issued on Solana, that has very similar properties to Bitcoin. You could say like this, fixed supply, programmatic issuance curve, um, sort of proof of work based mining mechanism, and if it's natively issued on a chain that has DeFi and has fast transactions and cheap settlements, that maybe we could revive that original vision of like scaling self custody. I don't know. During all of that.
All right. So you kind of get the idea of what I'm looking at and what I've been talking about. And this is what actually got me kind of like hooked on to like learning more about this. That literally that video alone, because it's just the similarities and parallels with Bitcoin had me super interested in that. So I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into that and see what's going on. Definitely think you guys should too. And we're going to talk about it a little bit more, go through their docs. Like I said, it might be a little bit more lengthier of a stream, but that's okay. That's what we're going to do. But I wanted to share that with you before we got into anything else, just so you can get an idea. But give me 1 second here. I got to go get something over there. All right, we should be good now. All right, so I want to go through. Let's share this tab instead. These are the headlines on Salami. And we're kind of skim through these, take a look at them. Every week, the ecosystem breaks a microphone, put new ground, and this one was an odyssey from SBI tokenizing Japanese equities to Claynosaurus streaming on the Amazon Prime Video, with RWA holders crossing 300,000 as well. That's why you saw the main post with that. But breaking it down, everything that shipped, headline news, we went through that. JTX rolled out the spot trading platform. People were excited about that. Claynos on Amazon Prime. I'm just going to say it again because it's really cool. The launches, we had Backpack Securities issued Hood by Sunrise. We had Anza announced bug bounty program. Yellow. Some of these aren't that interesting. It's just things that happened. I mean, there's always something happening on Solana. Ondo Finance added 10 new assets with 24/7 tokenized equity lineup. Those guys, the equities are just killing it on Solana, which is cool. Let's see. Sempo signed an MOU with Arady Mizer, whatever the hell that is, fractional ownership of Egyptian land. That's kind of wild. Omnipair introduced permissionless margin market on any token from day one. We've got Nibble Fund opened up early access to social launch view. VistaDex introduced claim markets, allowing users to trade claims about public statements and real world events. Kind of wild, but that's where we're at. Trade on Pair opened the beta of its social trading platform. I saw a couple posts about this, kind of interesting. Probably going to stay away from it, but super interesting as well. Fact Machine launched real money opinion markets. We've got Hilo introduced HYUS or EHYUSD, fully delta neutral yield bearing asset. I saw a lot of posts about this. I asked every single one of them. They were part of a campaign. Nobody came forward and said anything about it, but I think there was a campaign from them because literally everybody was like, and I know that people borrow news. That's how I get my news too. That's just the way it works. But it was like almost the same post, same structure. I was like, holy shit. I think you're supposed to make it more like your style. But anyway, still interesting, still dope. It was funny the way I saw it come to me. I was like, God damn. Pause. Trade neutral launch open market or options market making vault curated by Xanast. That's interesting. I'm going to bring this open up another tab because I do want to see what options on chain look like. I really like trading options back in the beginning of my investing, trading, whatever career, I guess you call it at this point. On Robinhood and Webull. Rug check. Ship major update featuring instant token risk scores. We have Imperial Perps activated Imperial Prime offering higher leverage limits. Oh, that was pretty cool update. So like if you're part of their Prime or whatever, that group, you get higher options with the same exact trading. Like it's not anything different. It just gives you just a higher tier. Comic Book HQ launched the Spider-Man Gotcha Machine for graded vintage and modern comics. I did a video on that. Those guys before. I think they have something really, really fucking low key that's awesome. I want to look more into that. I think going to like actual comic stores or comic book stores and some places around here because I went to the market. I saw that there was like a place with One Piece, Pokemon, Magic, all of that shit. We've got what else? Backpack Securities lost 1.5 or logged 1.5 billion in the first month trading volume. Solana total tokenized equity reached all-time high of 535 million. Perp generated over 1 billion in a 24-hour trading volume. Kind of wild. This one's pretty cool. World Series of Poker processed 22.8 million across 6,176 tournament entries. MU tokenized Micron surpassed 300 million in on-chain volume since launching or listing with Sunrise. Jupiter Gotcha generated 9 million in cumulative volume on chain within 5 days of launch. That is far superior than the others. I don't give a freaking flag and fuck what you say. That's crazy. Derp or Derpetuals crossed 10 million in trading volume. That's a funny name. I like that. Pocket Pool cross what? Damn, what a name. How many followers do they got? 595. Well, it says Pocket Pool, so I don't know where you're from, but Pocket Pool sounds different where I'm from. $500,000 in volume. Good job. Credible. I like these guys. ICO and MetaDAO received 32.7 million in commitments. I really like what they got going on over there. Something worth taking a look at. But that's the updates, the milestones, the launches, the headlines across the board. So let's close that. And let's see if there is any comments in the chat. It looks like there is. What's up, Ben? GM. What's up, big dog? Hope you're doing good. Neutral trading. Don't want to look at that one yet. So, all right. Well, let's go to this before we move on. Where? All right. So this is Meteora. Is this the recap? Yeah, this is the recap for the World Cup. I was able to be the correspondent on the ground going to the events at FIFA Fest and going to the World Cup. Tangent actually were the ones that sent me there, but I was able to get some action there as well. So 48 teams, 3 host countries, 1 global moment. Congratulations to Spain, winners of the 2026 World Cup, and Metco New Initiative correspondents. Huge shout out to Fanta and myself for the Metco correspondents to cover the major sporting event, and they got this cool video they put together, a little compilation of everything we did.
Oi, eu sou a Fonta, eu falo diretamente do Brasil.
Hi guys, check it out. We're here at 4th of July, the Fan Fest, and let me know who you think is going to win the whole entire thing.
How do we find a way? Poro chance to cross, hooks it in. Williams battling, knocks it down. It's free. It's a goal. It's Ferran Torres.
Crazy, man. All right, so that experience alone was absolutely amazing. I think I went 9 or 10 days out of like the entire event that they had there, to the point where I was like, damn, I've been here a lot. These people are looking at me like I'm a regular or something here. But it was a lot of fun. I've grown to really appreciate the sport of soccer, football. I'm not going to be one of these guys telling you I know anything about it. I did play a little bit, but it was only because I could run up and down the field and just kind of outrun everybody. Like the coach literally said, he was like, just chase whoever has the ball, get in front of them. And then after I started doing that, they're like, okay, now we need to teach you how to like, control the ball, dribble, and go score. So like I did like 2 years of that, never practiced. I just showed up to the games after cross country practice and meets and shit like that. But fucking, it was fun, man. It was a lot of cool to see the fans. It was a really, really cool environment when the first couple weeks because it was just everybody was there. And then that Orange Day, that was pretty wild down here in Kansas City. That was like one of the historical kind of like record breaking type things. So it was dope to be part of that, dope to be around it. And really grateful for the opportunity out of everybody that was out there. I barely put it, I barely knew this was going on. I just was in the area. So I put my name into the hat and, they came up and they said, hey, we'd love to, have you do this. So it worked out. I got a little job, and I think that just says a lot about if you guys keep putting in hard work. Your videos don't always have the bang, but if you stay consistent, show up, and you are reliable, you are going to be presented with opportunities. So shout out to Meteora. A huge fan of what they got going on. What's really cool about this is when, what was it? Was it either Malaysia or it was Abu Dhabi? Either one of them. I got to the events late because of travel. But I missed their event, so I was really happy to actually like do this and be part of the community, part of this, learn a little bit more, dive in. I mean, I know a lot about LP, but it's something I don't talk about a lot. It's just like, well, we'll get into it later, but it's something that I think if you learn how to master those skills, it can take you a long way. You don't even have to trade tokens; you can just trade on the volume. I guess is the best way. You can trade on the excitement, on the hype. You find a price range, you put your liquidity in there, you get paid the fees during that. If it gets out of your range, you end up with tokens, or you end up with the other pair. It's just something like that is a good way to start. But what they have now is Meteor referral staking program. Stake Meteor, grow your LP network, and you earn a share of the DLMM protocol fees. So you have a little referral code. We're going to go through this post so you guys can see exactly what it is. But it's a very cool concept, and I think a lot of people are excited about it. So let's take a look. Where is my screen? Wrong one. All right, let's go. I think 200 is the minimum of MET. That's their token. So if you got a community, you want to be using this and get your homies involved, I bet you the geckos are going to kill it here. The geckos are notoriously known for LP and like having just a community of people that can help you learn how to LP. And look, you can start small. You don't have to have a gajillion dollars in this, but let's get into it. Getting started takes just a few steps. You need a minimum of 200 MET. Link a referral code, generate your own code, and onboard new LPs. Earn USDC from eligible DLMM activity. The referral staking is this.
Meteor's referral staking program is live, and this is the best way for you to get involved in growing and earning a share of fees generated on the protocol. Now in this video, I'm going to take you through exactly how it works, step by step, from staking to generating your code, to onboarding your friends, and finally earning your USDC.
Okay, that's where I'm done, and you guys got to do your own research when it comes to this. Before you can generate your own referral code, you'll need to link someone else first. Don't have one yet, keep an eye open for your timeline today. The first referral codes are about to start spreading. So keep your eyes out, keep following them, keep your notifications on. It's definitely something to get into if you have a community, if you have a network of people and you want to take advantage of that. You can get paid by just being a connector. It's one of the wonderful things about being in crypto. But yeah, that's all the hype and kind of the news around that. I'm gonna look at that later. Now let's see where we're at. I want to take a look at something else, and then we'll get into the org conversation. We keep walking. All right. So first things first, I want to go to the main account. Now that I showed you some videos, you had a little idea of what's going on with it, a little breakdown of basically taking some of the mechanics and the properties, and not just the ethos of peer-to-peer, but the I guess a little bit more of the mechanical properties. If you look at it like that, Bitcoin was built in a way that is lock supply, and there's a mining system set up with it. And basically, what they did was take the software out of that, put it into Solana in a way that Solana will be able to kind of mimic the way that grows, keep the lock supply, but also have a property of DeFi, where you have that decentralized finance where you can stretch it out a little bit further, whether it's LPing, lending, borrowing, whatever the fuck you're doing. There's a bunch of different ways to go about it, and they've figured out a way that makes a lot of sense. Future-proof electronic cash. So I'm not in the Discord. I would love to get in the Discord. So let me click that link. All right, let me share this screen so you guys can take a look and see what the page looks like. We're just going to walk through this all together. I'm going to kind of treat this like I'm brand new to this entire thing, and I have no idea what anything is, just so you guys can get a feel for it the same way. It's pretty simple when you start looking at it, but we are going to go to the docs. If you don't like the boring shit like that, you're going to miss out on the alpha, because I've learned to find out that most of the alpha is literally in their documents. You just go through it and you kind of know what's going to happen before it happens. So if you're looking for positioning and stuff like that, look for the right notifications, look for the right updates and announcements, and you're like, damn, I was waiting for this. Boom, get in. But or protect your ore from quantum threats. Today, or this is just an update that recently happened on the 1st of June. Today, Ore is releasing a new quantum safe smart wallet for holders. You guys can read into that more. We're going to kind of just dive into what Ore is, and that's the video there. And I did want to take a look at Zin's research right here. So when I went to the page, I've been kind of referred from my homie Ike. I've seen a lot of Zin's work as well, so I've been paying attention to the post. Basically, one of the homies was saying that he's just been focusing on Ore and he's 6x all of his returns, but he's like putting everything into it and seeing the gains in there. And when I started reading into this more and just watching the page, I was like, all right, I've played around with this before with the game thing on here, like the mining aspect, because I was trying to win whatever. Just using it as like a gambling. Then I realized that's not the way to go about this, and I learned that I had stuff sitting in there, and I was kind of curious of like, what is this? Like, what did I even get myself into? I'm just out here. I think it was the meta when everybody said just like keep clicking, right? So that's what I get into. So what we're gonna do is go right to the website, and we're gonna take a dive into this thing and kind of read through it and see what we can learn today about Ore. I've already put some of my funds in here and started staking it. I think that's staking it, right? Yeah. So so if you were to go here and just start playing around, you can put your Solana in there. You're not really going to know what you're doing exactly because it's not broke down like that. So if you go to the about, learn about the protocol. That's the first thing. And this is a protocol on Solana. So Ore is a digital store of value on the Solana blockchain. Blockchains enable the creation of trustless digital currencies which do not depend on any central bank or issuing authority. As one of the fastest and most widely used blockchains in the world, Solana has become the ideal home for the new generation of digital assets and financial applications. While many other digital stores of value exist and provide immense value to their users, none are native to Solana and thus rely on the risky third-party intermediaries to use with protocols on Solana. Ore is designed from the ground up to serve as a Solana native store of value with maximal freedom and minimal trust assumptions. So that's your intro, the motivation, if you will. All right, so now we have the mining. Mining is learn how to mine. I just want to make sure I wasn't missing anything up there. Mining is a process by which new Ore tokens are created and distributed to users. How it works is each round miners have 1 minute to prospect on blocks in a 5x5 grid. I just go all 25, so I can't miss, but I use a really small amount. I don't know, maybe over time, I'm just trying stuff out, guys, and I used a small amount. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not do what I'm doing, except for reading the documents. That's what I would say to do. But at the end of the round, one winning block is chosen by a secure random number generator on the Solana blockchain. Also deployed on losing blocks is split amongst the miners in proportion to the size of their claim space on the winning block. In addition, the protocol will split a +1 Ore reward amongst the winning miners on the winning block. Alternatively, half of the time, one winning miner will be selected by weighted random chance to receive the entire +1 Ore reward. I think that they're talking about like the mother load. Let me see if I can do something for you guys here. All right, let's get back to this, see what that spits out for me. It might take a minute. It is taking a minute. Okay, anyway, mother load each round is plus 0.2 Ore is minted and the additional added to the mother load pool. When the winning block is revealed, there is a 1 in 500 chance that those winning miners will also hit the mother load. Dude, let me hit that mother load, please. If the mother load is hit, the pool is split by the winning miners in proportion to the size of their claim space on the winning block. Alternatively, if the mother load is not hit, the pool keeps accumulating and will be distributed to the winning miners when it is hit in future round. So if you do all 25 every single time, eventually you're going to hit, right? I know that that's probably the worst advice in the world, but I mean, I'm not wrong when I say it. Let's see. Let me go back to this. We got any other comments in here? We got Ike up in the building. This is the homie down there that put me on game. So shout out to the homie. Let's get back to this right here. Let me see. Okay, so basically what this is saying, miners choose blocks, and when the time runs out, Solana randomly decides, or the protocol randomly gets the winning block. If the winning block is one that you picked, you earn a share of the SOL placed on the losing blocks. The more space you claim, the larger you share. You may also earn part or all of the round one's ore. I feel like that made it more confusing for myself. Anyway, refining a fee is 10% applied to all ore mining rewards when claimed. The proceeds from this fee are automatically redistributed into other miners in proportion to the unclaimed ore mining rewards. Thus, the longer a miner holds onto the mined ore, the more refined ore they receive. The net effect of this process is to redistribute tokens to longer term holders. So, for someone like me that didn't know what they were doing, I just let it sit there, and the longer you hold, the more rewards you get. I mean, that's just kind of the simplest way that it could be explained. Just hold and don't do anything with it. You'll be good to go. The tokenomics. Let's see this. I'm gonna try to break this down a little bit more because I know that this is going to be super confusing for some people. I'm still not 100% sure what's going on with this right here. I'm down to 15 more rounds. I don't know if I have to watch it because I feel like this should have gone through already, but I've got rewards. See? All right, so ore holders can stake their assets and earn yield via protocol revenue shares, and it's like 17% right now, if I'm not mistaken. Get it mistaken? Sorry, that's stupid. All right, right now the APR is 16.96. If you were wondering. And I got 0.1 ore in there right now just to test this out, see how it's going. But it literally shows you in real time what you get. All right, so just for reference, if I was to hit the mother load on this one, having all 25 blocks, it would be, I guess I get a portion of the 38 ore in here, and ore is at $70 a piece. $70.52 right now. So if you were to ever hit the mother load, like in your role, you're going to get something crazy paid off of that. So just think about it like that, I guess. But either way, mining it, you can check it out. You can figure out how you want to do it. You can buy this and stake it, whichever you want to do. But let's go back to this. All of this SOL is used to buy back the ore token off the open market. Of the ore that is purchased in the buyback program, 90% is automatically buried and 10% is distributed to stakers as yield. This appreciation of the buyback and revenue share. So that's pretty good. Ore tokenomics are optimized for long-term holders. Ore is a fair launch cryptocurrency. It's been capped at a supply of 3 million tokens and zero insider or team allocations. All minting is programmatically fuck my life controlled by a smart contract on the Solana blockchain. The protocol mints approximately +1 ore per minute as part of the standard mining process, which I was showing you and kind of explaining. That's how the minting and the mining continuously gets done. New tokens can always be mined as long as the current circulating supply is below the maximum supply limit. The demand is 10% of all SOL mining rewards are collected to the protocol as revenue. The protocol automatically uses this revenue to buy back the ore token off the open market, reducing circulating supply. So again, I'm going to read that again. The protocol automatically uses the revenue to buy back ore token off the open market, reducing the supply with the bury, if I'm not mistaken. These buybacks help offset the cost of holders of mining new tokens. The term bury, is used here to indicate that buried tokens can be reminted as long as circulating supply is below the maximum supply limit. Kind of goes back to the first part up there with supply. Now, the fees. Below is a breakdown of the fees. You got 10% of all SOL mining rewards collected by the protocol as revenue. 10% of all ore purchased through the buyback program is distributed to stakers as yield. That's me now with the 17% damn near. You don't see that a lot of other places, just saying. 10% of all ore miner rewards are redistributed to others miners in proportion to their unclaimed mining rewards. Again, if you do not claim your rewards, you're getting some more. 1% of all SOL deployed by miners is collected as admin fee to support development, operations, and maintenance, so they can keep the lights on. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what else. We have 0.00001 SOL is collected by the protocol as a deposit when opening a new miner account in case the account needs to be checkpointed to avoid losing mining rewards. And then even smaller amount is collected by the protocol per automated transaction when scheduling the auto miners to offset baseline Solana transaction costs to make sure that you can get the tokens back and forth. So that's that in a nutshell. Bunch of links. You got all the information that you need here. Connect, Jupiter, Discord, Bird Eye, X, yada yada yada. You get the idea. It's $70 a piece right now. If you want to, we can take a look at the chart, see what this looks like. Let's go ahead. Disconnect that. All right. So let's just look at the, okay. So there's been significant spikes in here. We can see that the price ran from 70 to, from, what was this? Like $11 all the way up to, what the hell did it max out at? 288, came back down. Well, was this in proportion with the markets? Okay, so it's very close to sold following that. Okay, that makes sense. All right, well, I mean, chart looks good for here. You're sitting on top of the tops, but I don't even think that it's like a question, honestly. Just with the tokenomics, the way this is set up, I'm not showing you the chart, but here you go. With the tokenomics set up like this, like I just think this is a good chart in general, but I'm more focused on getting as much of this for the low as I could. And it seems like there's, this is your opportunity window. Anything this lower, anything up here, there's just not a lot of support. You're going to have to establish that over time. But either way, I like it. I'm going to look more into this. Like I said, like this is brand new pretty much to me as far as like reading into it and seeing what's going on. But the mining, I mean, it's pretty simple. You can add 0.01. You can set it all up the way I did. Just put all 25 on there. You can go to the pro version over here and just click on stuff. And this shows you how it's broken down or how much SOL is put on these different tabs and stuff like that. I'm not doing this live. I'm going to make a video of anything, and I'll show you how this is done. But this is the tab right here. Use the light version where you can just put in the amount that you want to put on. 1 SOL, 1 per round for 100 rounds. See if you can hit that mother load. I know people do it. It would be crazy to think that, but 39 or for the mother load, that's about $2,764 right now. Yeah. All right. Well, check it out, guys. If this is something you're into, cool. If not, whatever, more for me. Won't be upset about that, but let's stop sharing all of these. That's pretty much all I had. I got a lot of other things to do, intend to. I got some content I got to put out. I got another video that's going to be dropping in like the next hour or so. So stay tuned for that. We're keeping the banana on tuck out here. Just kidding. Oh my God, this has been fun. No charts today. Not really worried about price action. I'll just say this, over the weekend, there were a couple runners. There were a couple things on Robinhood that moved, a couple things that I am watching. I think that there is a huge opportunity over there. I don't care if you are a Solana maxi or not. If you're a profit maxi, go to where there's some excitement and people are trying to build, because if you get into these things early, you don't got to put a lot of money into them. You just kind of forget about it. I mean, make sure it's something that you're willing to lose, but like, don't look at it as a gamble like that. Look at it as you're trying to do your own research and figure it out, hanging out in spaces, talking to people, seeing what's going on. There's plenty of people you are friends with, I promise you, that are trading on Robinhood right now. So check it out. There's definitely opportunity right there. I would say if you're looking at meme coins, just as a blanket statement, established memes, troll is a really good one. Just look at anything of that nature where you can show it to somebody else, be like, do you recognize this? They'll be like, yeah, you actually know what? Because think about this. Solana's at what, like 43, 44 trillion or something, or billion right now. We need that to be up towards the trillion mark, right? Like that's when we see that crazy momentum and that like shift of I don't know, what is that called? Dopamine for people. Like you start to get to those prices and things move a little bit differently. That's just going to put it out there for that, for what it's worth. But there's a ton of really cool spaces and streams going on right now. I'm just kind of scanning through here. If you guys are done here, go check out somebody else and support them. That's what it's all about. But I thank you so much for your time and hanging out today. We talked a little bit about Meteora. We got to talk about Moonwalk. We talked about Ore. how you guys can get involved, start mining or just buying and staking, get some of the rewards. We went through the documents to get a little bit of a onboarding feel, if you will. But just learning more about this stuff and see what else is out there. You probably make more in the long term. That fast money goes quick, man. I'm telling you right now, you can win a shit ton of money and you're going to be looking at like, what can I buy? If you let this sit there and work and learn to grow, you can teach other people how they can do the same thing. That's what Solana Made Simple's always been about, is teaching people how to stretch a dollar, teaching them that, you don't have to work 45 years. You could probably invest yourself into retirement if you find the right things and you put the money in the right places. But it doesn't come from just listening to somebody say, yeah, just do that. Unless they said Bitcoin, that you probably be straight, but you're not retiring any much sooner unless you just got in at $20,000, $30,000 and you put like $100,000 to $500,000 in there. Yeah, you might be good there. And cashing out at the top, good for you. But likelihood is most people didn't do that. But there's opportunity right here. We're seeing things being built on the beginning. We're seeing how massive Solana has become, from finance to entertainment. We're seeing NFT projects become coffee shops. We're seeing them on Amazon Prime. We're seeing meme coins like hit different corners of the earth we never really expected, doing different shit, like the Anthem token. Undoubtedly, like one of the crazier tokens to see, and like what it's actually done and the amount of people it's paid. The amount of things that have been created as use case or utility, that which people always kind of said that they needed more for it. And it's like, this dude is, sure, he's got money, but like he's giving a lot out. So I don't know. There was a lot of comparison about him giving out as much as Mr. Beast. And if he's trying to do that, it's going to bring a lot of attention to Solana, just on the point of like money given out. People are going to flock over to the area to understand that, hey, all I got to do is support this thing. Sure, kind of. You got to hold a little bit too. But either way, there's a lot going on. There's always excitement. There's always something new. There's always a new headline. There's always new video. And new creators are coming up every single day. So don't look for the big accounts. Look for the big people or people putting out the big message. I think that's something that we're starting to see a trend on here. Is there was a post that's saying there's no conversion with these big KOLs. Well, I'll tell you why. It's because they get paid and they probably have an intern that does their work for them. Maybe they have a little bit of insight into it, maybe whatever the case is. But people that are at a certain point, they don't really want to do the same thing. They're not as hungry. They're just trying to maintain and create a system that works. Great. So if you get these smaller guys that are looking to make an impact, those are the guys that are going to be hungrier. And I'm starting to see more comments. I'm starting to see more people talking about this. And it's like, well, that's the most obvious thing in the world. Like, attention isn't long lasting. Comprehension is. That's why I preach teaching and understanding it before you start spending and jumping into it. You're more likely to stick around if you have an idea or understanding about how something works, rather than I got burnt on this, or nobody's even talking about this again. It's like, I understand this and how it works. I'm going to continue to use this thing that is available. Like, I don't know. It's as simple as that. But that's all I got for you guys. It's been real. I'll catch you tomorrow. This is GM Chat. We're going to be doing these Monday through Friday. I'd like to do them between like 9:30 and 10:30. Just had too much going on this morning. It is Monday. So hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Time in the minds, timing in minds. That's true. That's very true. I like that. All right. Anyway, we'll talk more about this. Maybe we'll bring some people from the team up. Who knows? But we're going to be bringing more guests. That's one of my goals. I told you we're going to be trying to bring Drew in here. He's a content creator. One of my good friends on here. Somebody that I learn from almost every single day when I watch his content. So if you got somebody in mind, send them my way. Definitely more than happy to check it out and see what's going on. But again, this is on YouTube and it is on X. I can't do any music or fun stuff like that because it's all copyrighted. I have to find like the right stuff so I can kind of get that hooked up. But one day at a time, we'll get there. Cheers, guys. I'll see you on the timeline.